Before we get started, I do want to take a moment to apologize because this is the second talking head video that I've done in a row. I'm not the biggest fan of talking head videos because there's this old adage in writing, show, don't tell. And I think it's just as applicable to vlogs as it is to writing. To me, it seems like it would be a lot less interesting to see someone sitting there talking about what happened during their day, and a lot more interesting to actually see video of what happened. Which is what I intended to do today. In fact, I had shot a bunch of video while I was out. But unfortunately, when I came home to edit the vlog, I found that the footage was practically unusable. Although the ease of use and portability of filming with a GoPro has its advantages, it's also a really temperamental camera, and you can spend a day making videos just to find out that none of them are useful, which is what happened to me today. So once again, I apologize that I'm going to be telling you what happened today instead of showing you. But tomorrow I got a pretty busy day, and I'm hoping to be able to capture a lot of it for you, so at least we have that to look forward to. But something strange did wind up happening today, and I did want to take a moment to talk about it. After work today, I was feeling like I needed to get out of the house for a while, so I decided to go driving. Now, if you remember one of my early Quarantine Diaries vlogs, I'd gotten cabin fever then and had decided to go driving, and, like today, I found myself sitting alone in this empty parking lot of the Great Escapes Theater in Nitro. I remember then marveling at how strange it was that the theater was closed and the parking lot was empty. It was weird because, of course, I'd never seen it that way before, especially not that time of day. And once again, I found myself sitting in that big empty parking lot. Now, between then and now, the theater, like a lot of theaters in America, had opened for a little while, trying to get some business because, of course, they were hurting. But unfortunately, things didn't go so well, and they had to close again. Now, there are a couple theaters open in town, which I discovered when I went online to see if Great Escapes was open. There aren't a whole lot of first-run movies being played in theaters right now because, of course, movie studios are holding on to whatever movies they have in the hopes that theaters will eventually open up and they can show them. But what I was surprised to discover was, in these movie theaters right now, they're playing not only The Nightmare Before Christmas, but Beetlejuice. Now, these are two of my all-time favorite films. If this was 2019, right now my weekend would be completely set. I would be absolutely excited about getting the chance of seeing both of these films on the big screen again. But this ain't 2019, and there's no chance in hell I'm going to go see those films. And so instead, I just sat in that dark, abandoned parking lot and drifted slowly into nostalgia. I reminisced a bit about how me and my friend Kevin Pauly would go see films. I'd go to Kevin's house and pick him up, and we'd drive to Great Escapes or some other theater, and we'd buy our tickets and then head into a packed theater to see a first-run Hollywood movie that Kevin and I had been looking forward to seeing for a while. And then after we were done, we'd go back out to the car, and then I'd pull out my iPhone and jump up on Facebook Live, and he and I would do a review of the movie right then and there. The last movie that Kevin and I reviewed on Facebook Live was Joker. It was that reimagining of the old Batman villain with Joaquin Phoenix and Robert De Niro. Boy, did we have a lot to say about that film. We did that review October 4th, 2019, over a year ago. And at the time we did it, neither one of us had any inkling that this could possibly be the last film that we would watch together or review for a really long time. Or perhaps even the last film we would ever watch together on the big screen. Kevin's pretty much of the same mind that I am when it comes to seeing movies in theaters during the age of COVID. Back in July, a theater downtown was doing showings of Jaws. Now, if you know Kevin, you know that Jaws is the holy grail to him when it comes to movies. It's his absolute favorite. And anytime he's had an opportunity to see it on the big screen, he's done it. But not this July. Not a chance in hell. So, no movie theaters for either one of us in the near future. In fact, I don't think I've seen Kevin face to face since first part of March. You know, it's really strange. I'm still trying to come to grips with this idea that Kevin and I haven't gone to a theater and watched a movie together for over a year now. And when I see reports on the news about the struggles that movie theaters are going through right now, and the doubts that they have that they may ever open again, sometimes I wonder if I'll ever see a movie in a theater again. And I couldn't help but just sit there and think about all that stuff, sitting in that empty parking lot in front of that closed movie theater. I just reminisced about the past and the good times and how ultimately I took them for granted. I wondered if this is just me getting old. I think we're all just getting really tired of COVID and quarantine, and we're just barely getting by, hanging on desperately to that hope that one day soon that there'll be a vaccine and we can eventually just go back to life the way that it was. Everyone talks about the new normal. But as I was sitting alone in that dark, empty parking lot, I couldn't help but wonder, what if this is the new normal?